5 jobs in this country pay 200,000, 300,000, even 600,000 a year. They require no diploma. They require no code. And the reason you've never heard of them is the most interesting part of this video. Most career content online is produced by people who work in tech, venture capital, or media. That's a sampling bias problem. Those industries employ roughly 8% of the US workforce. The advice they give reflects their world, not the full map. Psychologists call this survivorship bias. You hear the stories of people who made it through the visible door and you assume it's the only door. The Bureau of Labor Statistics tracks 800 occupations. Most career influencers discuss about 12 of them. Today we're opening 5 of the other doors. Each career is verifiable. Wages pulled from BLS data, union contract disclosures, and public employer filings. No hype, just math and a clear pathway into each one. Career number 1, port crane operator and ILWU longshoremen. These are the workers who move the physical internet. Every container of goods entering and leaving American ports. The numbers are striking. According to ILWU contract data and California port employer wage disclosures, experienced crane operators on the West Coast regularly report total compensation of $200,000 to $310,000 per year. That includes base, overtime, and pension contributions. The pathway is controlled by the union, the International Longshore and Warehouse Union. You register on the dispatch hall list. You work casual shifts. Over 2 to 4 years, you accumulate hours toward journeyman status. No degree required at any step. The catch? The dispatch hall list in major ports like Los Angeles and Long Beach is extremely competitive. Entry windows open infrequently, sometimes only every few years. And the physical work is demanding. Night shifts, outdoor conditions, and significant safety responsibility. Career number 2, nuclear power plant reactor operator. This is one of the most technically demanding non-degree careers in America, and almost nobody outside the industry knows the wage structure. The BLS reports median pay for nuclear power reactor operators at around $102,000. But that's the median. Senior licensed operators at facilities like those run by Exelon or Dominion Energy regularly earn $150,000 to $250,000 once overtime, shift differentials, and bonuses are included. The pathway starts with an associate's degree or military nuclear experience. The Navy's nuclear propulsion program is the most direct feeder pipeline in the country. Then plant-specific training, which companies pay for entirely, followed by the NRC licensing exam. The catch, the licensing process takes roughly 3 to 5 years from entry to full licensure. The NRC exam has a significant failure rate, and the job is genuinely high stakes. Operators carry direct legal and safety responsibility for reactor conditions. Career number 3. Air traffic controller. The FAA pays on a published scale based on facility traffic complexity. Level 5 terminals and en route centers are the highest tier. At those facilities, total compensation regularly clears $200,000 to $250,000. The FAA's published pay table for a fully certified CPC, Certified Professional Controller, at a level 12 facility shows base salaries from $143,000 to $170,000. Add the locality pay, overtime, and night differentials, and the total compensation picture changes significantly. The pathway. Applicants under 31 years old can apply through the FAA's general public hiring process with just a degree or 3 years of work experience. Then a TCTI program or the FAA Academy in Oklahoma City, followed by facility-specific training. The catch, the age cap of 30 years old at application is a hard federal rule. The washout rate at the FAA Academy is significant. Estimates range from 30 to 50% depending on the training track, and high-level facilities require years of additional certification after initial hire. Career number 4 is the one that surprises people most. Commercial elevator constructor. This is a union trade under the IEC, the International Union of Elevator Constructors, and it may be the single highest earning trade in the United States. The NSA, IBEW, and IUSC wage agreements are public record. In major markets, New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Journeyman elevator constructors earn base wages of $90 to $115 per hour. Before overtime, the BLS median for this occupation sits around $99,000. That median is misleading. An elevator constructor working a standard 40-hour week at New York Local 1 rates clears roughly $190,000 to $220,000 in base wages annually. Workers who take available overtime, and on major construction projects there is significant overtime, routinely report $300,000 to $400,000 per year. Constructors who eventually open their own elevator maintenance companies. A logical next step after journeyman status, operate in a highly regulated, highly recurring revenue business. Service contracts on elevator maintenance are non-optional by law. That's where the $500,000 to $600,000 figures come from. The pathway: apply to an IUAC apprenticeship program. It's a 5-year apprenticeship, paid from day one, starting at roughly 50% of journeyman wages and escalating each year. No degree required. The application process involves a mechanical aptitude test and physical requirements. The catch: IUEC apprenticeship slots are limited. In many cities, the waiting list is real and competitive. The work involves confined spaces, significant heights, and mechanical hazards, and the top wages are concentrated in major metro markets. Rural areas pay substantially less. Career number 5 is the most overlooked and arguably the most accessible. Independent Catastrophe Claims Adjuster. These are licensed professionals deployed after hurricanes, wildfires, tornadoes, and floods to assess property damage and settle insurance claims. The compensation model is fee-based per claim. A catastrophe adjuster in a major deployment, think post-Hurricane Ian in Florida or post-wildfire in California, can close 10 to 20 claims per week at $500 to $1,500 per claim. The math during a busy cat season is extreme. Top adjusters who specialize in commercial property, warehouses, shopping centers, industrial facilities handle claims that pay $3,000 to $8,000 per file. One experienced commercial adjuster I reviewed earned $410,000 in a single Florida hurricane season working as an independent contractor. The pathway is genuinely fast relative to every other career on this list. Get a state adjuster license. Some states require only a 40-hour pre-licensing course and a written exam. Then take Xactimate estimating software training, which takes 2 to 4 weeks. Then join a CATE team roster through a firm like Pilot Catastrophe or National General. The catch: income is feast or famine. In a quiet weather year, an independent adjuster may earn $40,000 to $60,000. The high incomes happen during disaster years, and disaster years are not guaranteed. This is a high ceiling, high volatility income model, not a salary. Now let's address the question that ties all 5 together. Why doesn't anyone talk about these careers? It's not a conspiracy, it's 3 structural reasons that each reinforce the others. First, these careers don't produce content. A longshoreman doesn't build a personal brand. A nuclear operator doesn't have a YouTube channel. The careers with the loudest online presence are the careers that require internet native skills. Silence is misread as low status. Second, unions and licensing bodies restrict supply intentionally, which is exactly why the wages stay high. Third, the entry requirements are unfamiliar. Dispatch halls, NRC exams, carry rosters, so people don't know where the door is. Now you do. That's the entire point of today.